Denims is planning on suing Ethan Klein as of right now. I am not making that up. I saw it this morning where as of right now, she has a GoFundMe asking for a whopping $150,000 to sue Ethan Klein. So her entire audience seems like they're going to be the ones footing the bill for this. 1.1 thousand donations already. $31,000 right now just sitting there waiting, right? Out of the $150,000 to hit Ethan Klein. Now, how much is she going to be suing him for? No idea. It could be $500,000, a cool million, $2 million, $3 million. We don't know that right now. But you know what we do know? What she's suing him for. What did Ethan Klein do? Why is he getting sued? Dude, for defamation. Yes, yeah. For defamation. You claiming anybody is defaming is like a mosquito calling a vampire a blood-sucking loser. Do you have any idea how ridiculous you look right now calling him defamatory? Like, are you out of your mind? Are you genuinely out of your mind? You can't be this stupid. Anybody who has called you smart, their nose has grown so long they can use it to pole vault over a goalpost. Okay, you are absolutely out of your wits to be suing anybody for defamation. You out of all people. Chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful. Now here's the thing. If you don't know the backstory of this defamatory thing. Oh God, it's so defamatory. Essentially what happened was Ethan Klein had CPS called on him. Why was CPS at his house? Child Protective Services. What went down was kids got sick with something called Giardia. Giardia is a parasite that's commonly found inside of contaminated water or an animal's feces. He has dogs. So, you know what happened? Speculation got around. And they're like, yo, it came from the dogs, this, that, and the third. And when the speculation was going around, these people made it out to be some of the worst stuff possible, right? People online, of course. I'm not saying Denims exactly, but other people online were making it seem like it was this giant minefield inside of his house of just dog shit. Just these giant towers, and the kids were just throwing them in the air and juggling and just catching them in the air like Oreos and just... Oh, there we go. That's all the protein I need in the day. They were trying to make it seem the worst thing ever, even though a dog can easily lick its culito, lick a counter, the kid touches it, accidentally. There you go. Kids don't know about microorganisms. They are not aware. They're crawling everywhere. It's easy for a kid to get sick. But of course, we don't do that around here. We gotta frame it in the worst way possible and make this guy look like a horrible father, horrible husband. He's horrible everything. We don't give charity around here. We do the worst framing possible. Complete pessimism. Okay, so when that was happening... guys, I gotta be honest. Before I get into this section of the video, I'm getting up there in age, guys. I'm in my 20s. I'm in my early 20s. So I'm getting pretty old. I'm getting pretty old. So, I got cobwebs in my head right now. And, it was only a fucking month ago that this happened. But from what I remember from my old man memory... I could have swore that there was a guy who made a video framing it in a very bad way. And I could have swore that there was a streamer who sat there and watched it and reacted to it. And when that streamer was reacting to it, oh man, this old man memory is really kicking my ass. Her entire chat was spamming to call CPS and other things around those lines. I could have swore, but again, it was a month ago. It's a long time for an old man like me, right? Spamming to call CPS and other things around. Okay, so when that happened, and that specific streamer was called out for the lack of moderation and allowing stuff like this to happen, again, this is old man memory. I could have swore that she then not only denied that it ever happened, but I could have swore that this exact same person unlisted that fucking stream. Unlisted the VODs. So the VODs before it were up. The VODs after it were up. But that specific one, and off my memory, was like March 1st of 2025. It just disappeared into thin air. And then was like, oh, that never happened, guys. Oh, that never happened. So now I'm not going to call you guilty. I'm not going to call you guilty. But what I will say is this. If there was a stabbing that happened and cops were knocking on doors to say, hey, did you hear about the stabbing that happened? And your prompt response is to grab all the knives in your house and throw them out and hide them. Do you think that makes you look guilty or innocent? I'd levy towards more to your fucking asshole, right? I gotta be honest, I don't think you know the difference between Jack Shit or Jack Piss or Jack Frost or Jack 5 from Tekken 5. I don't think you know the difference between any of them. I mean, this is the same exact individual, let's call it for what it is, who literally argued with a citation that was proven, okay? A proven citation. Kids can't form memories of like 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can. The citation says so. Well, they don't know what they're talking about. Stupid scientist. Okay, you know it all. I think the biggest problem is you don't recognize how stupid you are. But again, it is what it is. So with that being said, let's take a look at this GoFundMe, and let's also take a look at these papers, because there is papers to go with it. So as of right now, as I said before, it says suing Ethan Klein for defamation legal fund, $31,229. Woo! Out of a $150,000 goal, you're getting there. Ethan Klein lied about me supporting CPS coming to his home. If he doesn't retract, this GoFundMe is for legal fees to hold him responsible for his lies. If he retracts, the GoFundMe will be refunded. Your move, right? There we go. My legal notice to Ethan. And then she also has debunk on the CPS lies about me. So we're going to go ahead and look at this legal notice. Right here is a subject. Demand for public retraction of false publication. Dear Mr. Klein, our law firm is legal counsel as a social media commentator and content creator Denims. It has come to our attention that in response to the Parent Child Protective Services, CPS, visit to your home in or around March 2025, you published numerous false allegations on your YouTube channels, H3 Podcast and H3H3 Productions, which reach millions of viewers and listeners, stating either that Denims herself filed the preceding CPS reports about you, blah, 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 resulting in CPS, this, that, and the third, or that Denims caused others to do so. Or that Denims caused others to do so. Or that Denims caused others to do so. Among other things, you stated. Here we go. We got some timestamps right here, baby. Look at this. March 7th, 2025. Denims is participating in this CPS lie. That's a quote from Ethan Klein, apparently. March 10th, 2025. Denims endorses this. Clearly, as you can see, she's not moderating this at all. And it's pretty much 100% of the comments saying, call CPS on them. Their kids should be taken away. Okay, unbiasedly, as of right now, I think he's 2 for 2. I think he's 2 for 2. I don't disagree with what he's saying. Again, I just have a question. When you go to court, you get this $150,000, you go to court, how will you explain unlisting a VOD? How will you go about explaining that? That is the one thing I'm very curious about. When he brings up, yo, here's the VOD I'm referencing, and here's me allegating these things towards her, and in response, this VOD goes unlisted and there's denial coming from her side of the field. How do you think that will look? You think that's going to make you look innocent? Do you think that's going to make you look like you're in the right? Or is it going to be a very bad fucking look for you? Levy towards it being a bad look, right? March 11, 2025, you repeatedly insinuated that Denims was responsible for the CPS call, labeling her the real villain of the video. You also stated, she has been such a nasty, pathetic lie, just like a horrible, disgusting person, because you believed she was behind the CPS call. Now, April 18th, 2025, making reference to Denims, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. So just more of his quotes about the CPS stuff. Another one in April of 2021 of 2025, again in reference to Denims, you said, you don't lie about people's kids and have CPS go to the house. These are just examples. As you know, there is no factual basis on which to accuse my client of being responsible directly or indirectly for the alleged CPS call to your home. Now, this is my opinion. Directly? No, I don't think she was the direct cause. I don't think she directly picked up a phone and said, blah, 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 blue, 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 linga, guliga, gule, gule, la, tato. I don't think that's what happened. Okay? But when that shit is going around and you're going to do a live reaction to it and your chat is going unmoderated and then you unlist the VOD and go into a denial phase of it ever happening, like, What fucking game are you playing? Let's cut the shit. Okay, what game are you playing? Genuinely, it's a genuine question. What game are you playing? This is just, I'm just completely blown away, almost gobsmacked even. Because it's like this idea where I guess you think everybody's just some fool, right? We're all just walking around with like these hay sacks over our head, just these fools just bumping into a wall. You ever seen that episode of SpongeBob? When it was like the movie where they had the chum buckets on their fucking head and they couldn't see shit? And they just all listen to Plankton? Is that genuinely how you view the rest of us? That you were just so like superior intellectually that you will go unchallenged? Is that what you genuinely think? Seriously. Okay? Because it's like, it was only a month ago. This was not something that happened last year. This was a month ago. Okay? So, 99% of people are saying you don't have a fucking case. Now, you can try for it. I don't see it working out in your favor, okay? Especially when you want to sit there and as your chat's going crazy, I'm not going to wish you good luck. I'm not going to do that either. So blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's just more of the same shit. Penal codes, this, that, and the third. Because from what I know, they both live in Cali. So obviously it'd be the code of Cali rather than something that'd be federal. Because federal would be like if they lived in different states. But they both live in Cali from what I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they'd be falling under Cali's legislation. Now, blah, blah, blah. Damages, potentially financial harm to her business platform. Oh, she runs a business now. Ooh, she got a business. What's that business? Being absolutely fucking stupid? Because if that's your business, then shit, yo, business is fucking booming. Okay, let me tell you what. If your business is being as dumb as humanly possible, stocks are in the air. We never seen something like this since Apple. Okay? What a blue chip. Anyway, going on to this. Hold on, where did it go? For these reasons, we request that you immediately retract your false statements about Denim's by publishing a correction stating that you are not aware of any evidence that Denim's was responsible for or otherwise participated in any CPS communications concerning you or your family. We further request that the foregoing retraction and correction be made within the next 10 days. Time's ticking, big guy. And that the corrective statement be published on both the H3 podcast channel and H3H3 production channel. Should you or your legal representatives wish to discuss this matter further, please do not hesitate to contact me at this, that, and the third. Okay. So, this is my opinion on it. I don't think she has a case. I mean, just because you go to court with something does not mean you necessarily have a case. And $150,000 for a civil suit, that's a lot of money for a civil suit, okay? Or, well, I guess a defamation, I'm not sure. That probably would be civil, right? Yeah, definitely. It'd be between two people. $150,000 is a lot of money that you're asking for. Okay? That's a lot. And my thing is, under the pretenses that you lose, right? Because I think if it ever goes that far, I think you're definitely going to lose. If you do lose, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Because if you lose, that's $150,000. You know what I'm saying? Gone. What do you do then? What are you going to tell your audience? What are you going to tell your fan base? What are you going to tell the people who donated? Once $150,000 go poof, what are you going to say? Oh, shit. I mean, yo, you better fucking be having some lawyer dream team. And you have, in order for you to win, I think you'd have to pull a Mandela effect. You would have to pull a Mandela effect. You would have to rip open some time. But it is California. You know what? It's California. She has a shot. It's California, yo. She has a fucking shot. Let's call it for what it is. It's California. She has a shot. Good luck to Ethan Klein, bro. This is what you get for living in California. Dog, alright. All jokes aside, I don't think she has a case. And with that being said, I'm your boy Cole Raven. I'm going to catch y'all later. Let me know down below, what do you guys think? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Tell me other things that maybe I left out or all this other stuff. Go ahead, type down below. Get the typing. Type right now. I'm standing right here. You can get the typing. But like, favorite, share, most favorite, the comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna catch y'all the fuck later for thumbs. 2 thumbs down. Ta-da!